with all of the excitement of the diaries actually arriving. And maybe you saw the picture that I shared, and my cat getting into the packing box. I never actually sat down to look at the diary because so many of you have pre-ordered them, and I'm so excited to say that every single pre-order has been shipped today. So I know some of you ordered back in September, and I just have to say thank you so much for your faith and confidence. Even after the, well, annoying mistake in 2025, I promise you there is no mistake. I'm terrified now. No. In 2026, I left a copy of this over with my dad just to show him. And I went and picked it up there last night, and he said he couldn't get over how much work I'd put into it. And for me, the work of ordering the books, fixing the cover, making sure that this is all lined up properly, and dealing with printers, why is it delayed? And then, of course, packing and postage labels and everything. I'd forgotten about the actual inside. So I wanted to just take a few minutes. I promise I won't be very long and share with you what's in the diary because it really is a special one this year. It's diary number 9, and it might be the last one I do. After all the stress of getting this one out, I'm thinking, maybe I'm not going to do another one. So you could prove me wrong by going out and buying some. If they all sell, then I'll probably be more enthusiastic to do another one. But anyway, let's have a look inside the One Day at a Time 2026 diary. So we've got flap cover on the front and the back, and it's great because you can actually, save your place for where you are. What I did with this one that was different, I did a few things different. So we have the usual introduction, and there's a lot of sunflowers in this. Um, Put your name, set your intention for the year. We've got the moon phases, useful dates, and the themes, and a word from me, of course. What I did this year that I haven't done before is use photographs for the main spreads that I have taken myself. So, look, this is your intention for the healing year. There's a lot of QR codes here, which I made pretty with flowers. I'll just show you a couple of those. So, if you're any savvy, you might even be able to go and use these QR codes yourself and see what kind of goodies I've got attached to them. But yeah, these big spreads are pictures that I've taken. So I actually took this picture, and we have balance as the overarching theme. And writing about balance, what are my favorite ways to bring myself into balance? So when you're not feeling balanced, you can open it up and remember, oh, yeah. And, here's another QR code. Recognize when you're not in balance, and this meditation will help you get back into balance. And then I've got notes pages where you can write notes. So I want to give you an example of some of the photos that I've taken at a stone circle in Ireland, of course. And every month has an invocation, a reminder. A trajectory this time is different. I'm setting a trajectory for the month, and I'm giving you options to either do what I'm suggesting or to set your own trajectory. So you can see we've got some notes here. Write a letter to yourself for December of next year. Ooh, that's like real time travel in January, and then in December of next year you can come back and have a look. That's kind of fun. And then of course we have, oh yeah, we have the affirmations. So I'll just open up one random one. My day begins with peace and ends with peace. I love the affirmations where you start the day and end the day with the energy of something. And it's a good reminder. Say, start the day with peace. And then you connect in with your mind, with your heart to peace, bringing it in. And again, one of the QR codes I think I shared with you gives you a direct link to a workshop. See, there's loads in this. There's a workshop where I teach you how to use the affirmations in an energetic way. So they're bringing energy in as opposed to just a few words that you're saying. Yeah. So yeah, I'm wearing my sporty top because I was just at the gym. So what else? Oh, I want to share this with you. Look at this. Leave a comment below if you love the mandalas. Tell my daughter she has to make a coloring book. Megan made this. And I think every year she gets more and more refined. I've told her she needs to do a coloring book. And QR codes, April. Oh, wait, did you see the picture for April? I forgot how much I loved the diary because I was so stressed with it coming. Look at that. That's actually the Botanic Gardens. There's a couple of people there. I hope they don't recognize themselves. The Botanic Gardens in Dublin. What else? This is, would you believe, this peony is from my garden. It's just when you plant things that you love and the beauty, it takes time, but then it appears. Here's one on beauty. Um, I look at the world and I can find the beauty in everything. Oh, I want to show you these. Look at these flowers. I got these last week. She was throwing them in the bin. She said they weren't going to last. Listen to that one, guys. I walked past the flower shop. I wanted a little, little nice thing in my little vase. And she said, "Oh, I'm going to throw these out. You can have them for free. They're about ready to die." That was over a week ago. Some people, think something is ready to die. Why do these do good? Because they're in my office, because there's good energy here, because I have an Orinoco in here. They're just thriving. They're not ready to be thrown in the bin. Irish rugged beach. June, creativity. I'm at my happiest and highest frequency. So at the end of every month, you get to write reflections on the month, and they're not the same every month. I mean, for creativity, here's a really good one. What does being creative mean to you? If you had all the money and time in the world, what would you be doing? What would you like to work on next month? So, and more coloring. And look at that, there's my kitty cat. And it feels really good. And it's a nice size for putting, in a bag to carry around. Oh, I have to share a picture of the dahlia. So you might recognize some of these pictures if you follow me on social media. And I have to say, now that I have it, now that the pre-orders are shipped, now that I can relax, I think this could be one of my favorite ones of the ones that I've done. I mean, there really is a lot packed into here. There's a lot, check-ins. And here's an exercise for next September. Okay, I'll share the picture of September. I know, never guess what it is. So I hope you like sunflowers. Finding my yes and my no exercise. So this is to help you connect into your intuition. Intuition is September. Look at this, my intuition diary. And here's a QR code. Listen to how to find my yes and my no. So not only am I giving you exercises to enhance and deepen your intuition next September, but I'm also giving it to you as an audio file to help you on repeat, deepen and deepen. So just if you spent the whole month of September next year working on intuition and you have the diary to guide you every month, there's a theme, and it can really help you sharpen and fine tune your relationship to yourself and your relationship to the world, which is exactly why I've created the diary in the first place, because your relationship with yourself sets the basis for your relationship, not only with everybody else, but with everything. And, your day, when you start with peace and end with peace, is a very different type of day. So the themes for next year, here's a sneak peek. Expansion, grounding, peace, love, beauty, creativity, purification, joy, intuition, trust and faith, as in my heart, my throat going, harmony and celebration. And just before I wrap up this very quick video, I want to show you this picture for December. You see this? This is the dolmen. This is a very special picture for me. I just want to tell you about this. And obviously it's a whole year away until you see this picture in the diary. But this was during the pandemic, or I should say the plandemic, and everything was locked down and shut off. And it was I was called to go and visit the dolmen, and it's an hour's drive away, which is breaking your 5 mile. So, what are you going to do? Sue me? I've struggled with it. I'm not going, I'm not going. But the urge to go, the need to go was huge in me. So I surrendered and I got in the car and I drove. And sunrise on the solstice in December, I think it was like the 21st of December, was about 8:30 in the morning. And it was a weekend. There was no one around. It was fine. So I was driving down there. I got there early. This beautiful dolmen is Hackettstown. Anyone who knows it knows it's in a big field. And they had put a big barbed wire fence all around, and there's no way. Well, it wasn't barbed, it was a big wire fence. You couldn't get in. I couldn't get in. I sat on the bonnet of my car looking at this very small dolmen in the field far away. Why did you ask me here? I wanted, you know, so like, I need to see you. You called me in. This picture wasn't taken from far away. Do you know what happened next? A Mini Cooper drove up. This was the weirdest thing. And a couple got out of the Mini Cooper. Now, Mini Coopers are small cars. And the woman was slight, but the man was big. And he got out of the car, and the car breathed a sigh of relief. And then they opened the boot of the car, the back of the car, and they pulled out a ladder. It's like something from a cartoon. Small car, big ladder. And they looked at me in the car park and they nodded to each other and they said to me, "Oh, you must be our third." Now, I had already given up going up to the stone, and these two were saying, "You must be our third." And I'm like, "I don't know who you are." And they said, "Come on, we're going to get the sunrise. Quick, quick." And he put the ladder up and offered me his hand. "Come with us. We're going to go over the fence and go and walk in and see the dolmen." And we did. I was their third. They told me later that when they do this, there's usually a third person hanging around there not knowing why they're there. And they always bring that person with them. And it was me. And I had the most stunning sunrise. If I pull it back, you can see how the light changes when you pull back the picture. Isn't this printed? The high resolution makes such a difference when you're printing something like this. Look at that. And I stayed there. We stayed for an hour and watched I mean, the dolmen lit up. It lit up that day. And I'm just so happy to be able to put this picture in the diary for you, which you can buy and buy for your friends. And I will post it to you no matter where you are in the world. However, just here's the caveat, because of Christmas, I don't want these lovely diaries sitting in a post room somewhere because everyone's gone off on Christmas holidays and they've got lost. So I'm stopping shipping to certain places on certain dates. And I've put it in the link where you buy it so you can see what country you're in. But as you can see, this is chock full for every single month. So you don't necessarily have to get it on January. You might change your mind because look at May. May's got all this great stuff in it. And so I'm going to keep selling them until I sell out. So I will reopen international shipping after Christmas. I'm only going to close it down for the Christmas period because I don't want these guys to get lost in the post. So I think that's pretty reasonable. So if you like the idea of this, want to come and buy a few for your friends, and there's the link below. And once they're gone, they're gone because I'm not printing anymore. And as I kind of hinted earlier, I might not do another one next year because it was such blood, sweat, and tears to get this out. So let's see. I'll decide in January when I run out really fast and go, "Oh, wow, everybody loved them. Maybe I should do another one." So anyway, I hope you like it and thank you for watching. And I'd love to hear your experiences in the comments if you like the story about the dolmen in December. I mean, that was a real pull on my intuition, or my brain didn't know what was going on. And then suddenly I had this marvelous, incredible experience. And you can see with the picture, there's loads of healing in that. So you guys are now going to all benefit from the healing from that escapade. So if you have a remarkable story about something that happened to you, similar to what happened to me, share in the comments. Maybe I'll put you on my podcast because I think we need to not necessarily normalize these things, but talk about them more, get them out there because they're not normal. They're extraordinary, and to really cherish and have an appreciation of that means more of us can say, "Oh yeah, that happened to me," and listen to this. So I'm excited to hear what you have to say. I'm excited to send one of these babies out to you, and we'll talk again soon. Okay, bye.